Hey everybody, what's up? This is Aaron Wojciechowski here, and this is not going to be a Horror Lives Here podcast episode. I'll probably do another one of those some point today, but I got some things I want to get off my chest. So, anybody who knows me, which is probably everybody watching this, knows I'm a major wrestling fan. This weekend is wrestling's Super Bowl, Wrestlemania. It's been moved to a two-night event, so last night was night one, night two's tonight. And when the card was announced, night two was the night I was looking forward to. Edge, AJ Styles, Randy Orton, and Riddle in a tag match against other teams is going to be awesome. Pat McAfee making his WrestleMania debut. I'm a huge fan of him. Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar. Yeah, it's match number 52 in their in their series, but it's going to be awesome because they all have been. So night two's the night I was looking forward to anyway. I didn't really watch much of night one. I saw one match, which I watched after it happened. But while the wrestling world, wrestling fans in the world are in euphoria right now over seeing a 60-year-old guy with a broken neck who hasn't wrestled in 19 years wrestle a match last night, I'm pissed. And I'm going to rant about it a little bit. Don't like it, don't watch it. If you're an Austin fan, I wouldn't watch it because I'm not going to make you happy. I didn't see the match, have no interest in watching the match, could care less about how everybody said it was so good. Because at the end of the day, it was a 57. He's 57, not 60. I guess I should give him a little bit of credit. 57-year-old who hasn't wrestled in 19 years with a broken neck, pinning Kevin Owens clean in the middle of the ring. Kevin Owens deserves better than that bullshit. I understand that's his favorite wrestler, and he's probably happy. Good for him. I'm glad he's happy and he got his WrestleMania moment. But as a fan of Kevin Owens, I'm not going to sit here and kiss Steve Austin's ass. Fuck Steve Austin. I've never been a massive Stone Cold fan anyway. And I definitely didn't like you know what? I was his biggest fan. But my hatred for Steve Austin happened in 2005. After he retired, I didn't hate him. I enjoyed some of his stuff until 2005. Roddy Piper goes into the Hall of Fame. It's his weekend. That piece of shit had already had a long career, and his Hall of Fame was coming up. That was Roddy Piper's weekend, and it was all about Steve fucking Austin coming on Piper's pit. It was all about Steve Austin laying Piper out with a stunner on his fucking weekend. It wasn't about you, you bald-headed bastard. That weekend was not about you. But it's always got to be about Stone Cold because everybody wants to see Austin hit a stunner and spill beer everywhere and act like a fucking fool. That's what he did last night. Austin, you looked like a goddamn fool. Everybody's kissing his ass. He took a suplex on the floor. He took a suplex on the floor. Whoop-de-doo. Do the podcast. Austin, you can take your stupid ATV, your beer, your middle fingers, and all your other bullshit, your B movies, only two of which I actually liked. And I'll give you three. I'll give you three of them that I liked. I liked the boxing movie, which I don't remember the name of, the Lionheart ripoff Damage, and The Condemned. Take your B movies, take your middle fingers, take your beer and your stunners, and your everything's got to be about me attitude, and go the fuck back to California. What really ticks me off is the wrestling fans. These same people that bitch when Sting goes over in AEW in a match, that bitch when Goldberg comes back and goes over. I despise Goldberg as much as anybody on this planet, except maybe Bret Hart. He might be the only person that hates Goldberg more than me. I never could stand Goldberg. But if you're going to bitch and throw a whiny bitch fit when he comes in and smashes Dolph Ziggler at SummerSlam, which I did that. I threw a bitch fit about it. Then don't sit there and kiss Austin's ass for doing the same damn thing. It's being a hypocrite. It's being a total effing hypocrite because Austin has no more business in the ring than Goldberg does. Austin has no more business in the ring getting put over a talented stud like Kevin Owens than Goldberg did Dolph Ziggler? None. It's Stone Cold. You don't understand. That's what I kept getting on Twitter last night. You don't understand. It's Stone Cold. It's Stone Cold. Fuck Stone Cold. He's a human being, isn't he? He's no better than anybody else. He's no better than these other legends that come through here. I mean, what would you people think if Bret Hart came back and put the sharpshooter on fucking Roman Reigns and caused him to tap out in the middle of the ring? It would be total bullshit. And everybody would say it. But because it's Stone Cold, Stone Cold, Stone Cold. That's all we needed last night was a Jim Ross commentary. Oh, God. Everybody else can be happy and have their moment in the sun. Me, I'm going to sit here and do what I've done with every other legend that's come through and bullshitted their way to a win. Because I'm not a hypocrite. I'm not going to just pick and choose which ones I get pissed off at. There was no excuse. He easily could have put Owens over in a cheap way and then hit his stunner and did his little stupid celebration afterwards. He didn't need that one. I was like, oh, no, he got the proper send-off. No, everybody loses their last match. Everybody loses their last match. That's how you're supposed to go out, on your back. That's the way it's always been. I don't know if Rock will have another match. If he doesn't, he lost his last match to Cena. Hulk Hogan's a different story because Hulk Hogan is Mr. It Doesn't Work For Me, brother, so whatever. That's just who he is. I thought Steve Austin had a little bit more respect for the business than that, but obviously I was wrong. I've been this, and before anybody thinks I'm just suddenly ticked off that Kevin Owens lost, I've hated Steve Austin since WrestleMania 21 in 2005. And I just told that story. That was Roddy Piper's weekend, not Steve Austin's. But no, Steve Austin has to come out on top because that's what he does. Yeah, Carlito came out and they both beat the hell out of Carlito. Okay, that was kind of a cool moment. And then it ends with that son of a bitch hitting a stunner on Roddy Piper. Fuck you. So screw WrestleMania 38 Night 1. I will say the Cody Rhodes return and the match with Seth Rollins was pretty badass. I thought it was a great match. Seth Rollins is a man. And Cody proved he can hang with somebody as awesome as Seth Rollins. So that match was awesome. The return was great. Even though it was spoiled, everybody knew who it was going to be. He still got a massive pop, and it was a great moment. The rest of the night, Bianca Belair, couldn't care less. Not a fan, don't care. Can't stand Becky Lynch either, so whatever. Charlotte Flair, Ronda Rousey, I like both of them, but I'm like, really? Charlotte won? I'm not against it. I was just kind of surprised by it. See what else happened that I didn't watch. The Usos retained the tag team titles. I love the Usos, so good on them. Rick Boogs got hurt during the match. Hope he gets better soon. Mostly just because we don't get to see the Pat McAfee table dance if he's not there to play the guitar. I love the Pat McAfee table dance. McAfee's awesome. I cannot wait to see him in the ring tonight. What other match? Oh yeah, tonight is also Johnny Knoxville and Sami Zayn, and I know everybody's going to roll their eyes at that. I probably would have at one point too, but it's probably going to suck. But well, whatever. It's WrestleMania. Logan Paul and Miz against the Mysterios happened last night. From what I heard, it was pretty good. I heard Logan Paul impressed. I got a friend named Michael who absolutely despises Logan Paul, who even said he didn't do too bad. So, and I'm glad. The one thing I am very happy about, the Miz finally got a WrestleMania win. I can't remember the last time he's won a match at WrestleMania. I mean, God, one year he was thrown in there just as a lamb to the slaughter for John Cena and Nikki Bella. The same Nikki Bella who, when Vader got announced to be inducted in the Hall of Fame this year, said, I can't wait to hear his speech. Ugh. I mean, he's only been dead for 2 years. Hall of Fame was pretty good. Undertaker's speech was phenomenal. The only issue I had wasn't with the Undertaker's length. It was with the fact that everybody else got their time cut to next to nothing. So the Undertaker could take an hour. And so that we could see 5,000 videos. That was the biggest issue I had with the Hall of Fame ceremony. The Steiners got 5 minutes. Really, one of the greatest tag teams of all time got less than 5 minutes to talk. Charmel got more time than they did. BS. And that's not a knock on Charmel. I just think the Steiners deserve more time than that. But they had to cut everybody's time back so that we could fit in 6,000 videos previewing WrestleMania. So we haven't seen those enough leading up to the show. Look, I understand a lot of people are thrilled about the Austin thing. Good on them. Whatever. I think it's a crock of shit. And I think the same people that bitched about Goldberg that are now losing their minds over Austin, I think you're hypocrites. Total hypocrites. Because it's the same thing. It's the same thing as Goldberg smashing Dolph Ziggler at SummerSlam. From what I read in the wrap up of the match, was that Austin took a suplex on the concrete, and then after that it was all Austin. Other than that, it was all Austin. So really, what did some moron on Twitter kept trying to tell me? Oh, he's putting over Kevin Owens. He's passing the torch. How is that passing the torch? How is that passing the torch? How is dominating a match when you're 20-something years older than your opponent and then pinning them clean with a stunner? How the F in hell is that passing the torch? No, it's not. It's not passing the torch. Oh, one thing he took a stunner. He took a Stone Cold stunner. He probably kicked out at 1. I didn't see it, so he probably kicked out at 1. I understand nostalgia. I mean, a few years ago when Shawn Michaels came back in Saudi Arabia, I was like a kid for a little bit. But he wasn't in the ring with a young guy. He wasn't in there getting put over a star. He was in the ring with 3 other legends, teaming with Triple H against Undertaker and Kane. Nobody was going to be hurt regardless of who won that match. Nobody. Now Kevin Owens is going to be remembered as the guy who lost to a 57-year-old Steve Austin in the main event of WrestleMania. He got the main event Mania with his hero. Whoop-de-doo. As a kid, I dreamed about having a match with Shawn Michaels, but if I wrestle Shawn Michaels right now and he beat me with a super kick, it doesn't help me any. It means I lost to an old Shawn Michaels. This isn't like you're getting a Steve Austin even 2003. No, you're getting the Austin of 2022. 57 years old, broken neck. It is what it is. It's over now. But to anybody trying to convince me that they got some big master plan for Kevin Owens, you're full of shit. Full of shit. Kevin Owens' first couple of years there were really good, and I was really excited. They put the U.S. title on him. First he was NXT champ, and they put the U.S. title on him. They had him main eventing matches. They had him winning the Universal title and having that long run with Jericho. And then the match with Jericho, which was supposed to headline WrestleMania, ends up being the 3rd match on the show for the U.S. title. Because we had to put the belt back on Goldberg so that Brock could win it from Goldberg at WrestleMania. And ever since then, Kevin Owens has been stuck on bullshit storyline, meaningless rivalry after meaningless rivalry. Nothing. And nothing's convincing me that anything's going to change. Oh, he signed a new contract, so they gave him the main event against Austin. Who gives a fuck? And now that that's over, what's next? If I felt like there was some, grand gold beyond the rainbow, then okay. Whatever happened last night happened. It was a one-off deal. It's done. But I'm fully convinced now they're just going to push him back down again. They brought him up so that they can have him on some main event level so that they can feed him to Steve Austin. And then once they did and it's over, now what? Now what? You going to do anything with him, Vince? No, you're not going to do anything with him. You're going to bury him again. Bury him back to the mid-card. Have him put over Cody since Cody's new there. Have him put over AJ Styles. Have him put over Edge. That's not a knock on any of those guys. I like all those guys, but that's what he's going to be there for, is to get great matches out of people because he's phenomenal. Sorry, AJ. But Kevin Owens is amazing, and he's going to be there to put people over. That's it. That's all they've done with him for the past 3 years. Why would anything be different now? Kevin, I wish you'd went to AEW. Just as a fan, I wish you had said "fuck you, Vince" and went to AEW. But hey, man, as long as you're happy, I'll keep watching it because you're probably my favorite guy. You and Heel Roman are probably my favorite guys going right now. But I don't have high hopes for the future. And before you tell me I don't understand wrestling, I understand wrestling a lot better than you think I do. I understand it's not always about wins and losses, but perception does matter. And Kevin Owens has been perceived as a mid card to undercard guy when he's a effing main event talent. Oh, Kevin! One person even said, "Oh, Kevin's going to be on videos from now on. He's going to live on forever in immortality because of what? Because of taking a stunner from a 60-year-old man." Anyway, I need to get this rant off my chest. I think night 2 is going to be phenomenal. I have high hopes. Edge and AJ Styles is going to kick ass. Pat McAfee Austin Theory is going to be really good because both guys are going to put a ton into it. Sami Zayn and Johnny Knoxville is what it is. Whatever. It's one of those matches just to get through, I guess. SmackDown Women's Tag Match, probably. Even though it's got Sasha Banks in it, and it should be great. We'll see. The Raw Tag Title match. The Street Profits they'll wow like they always do. Alpha Academy's great. RK Bros awesome. Should be a great match. I think it will be. Roman Brock. It's Roman Brock. It's going to be good. It always is. And I think something's going to happen. I don't know if it's going to be Paul Heyman turning back on Roman or Roman cheating to win or Roman winning clean. I do think Roman Reigns goes over, though. I think they're going to keep the belt on him. But anyway, if you enjoyed WrestleMania last night, I'm happy for you. Good for you. I couldn't bring myself to watch the whole thing. I did watch what I thought was probably going to be the best match of the night, and it was great. Cody and Seth Rollins put on a show last night. But the rest of it, including the main event, can kiss my ass. No interest. I may not even fast forward through it today. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. But WrestleMania Night 2, I think, is going to be great. So that was my WrestleMania rant, which I may do one tomorrow for night 2, depending on how things go. Or maybe not even a rant, maybe just a review. So I can't really even review last night. So just tell you how I felt about the main event, how much I enjoyed Rollins and Cody Rhodes, which I knew I would. But anyway, thank you for joining me. I'll probably get back to doing the Horror Lives Here stuff. I'll probably have a new video up sometime today. If not today, then tomorrow. The interview with Miss Amy Lynn Woodall that was supposed to have been last night had to be postponed because she's not feeling well. Hopefully we'll be able to do that, reschedule that, and do that soon. I may also just start periodically hyping in some wrestling stuff because I am a major wrestling fan. But if I do, then I won't call it Horror Lives Here on the title. It'll just be, all the whatever I'm talking about will be the title. Like this was WrestleMania Rant. But anyway, thank you for joining me. If you agree with me, awesome. If you don't, that's cool too. It's my opinion. I thought it was a crock of shit, and nobody's going to convince me otherwise. But until next time, I'm Aaron Wojciechowski, and I don't even know what my next video is going to be about. Hell, it may be a rant on something else too, because sometimes it's good just to get that stuff out. But until next time, once again, I'm Aaron Wojciechowski. Thank you for joining me. Catch WrestleMania Night 2 on Peacock tonight at 8 Eastern, 7 Central. Pre-show starts, I believe, at 5 Central. And until next time, we'll catch you later.